Okay. All right, quick and dirty setup. Got my gear explosion on the floor here. Not neat at all. I also apologize if the brightness goes up and down during this video because I'm just using the light from my windows. So I don't have any special artificial lighting today. So far this year, I've been able to go on 5 backpacking trips, my most recent one being the 4-Pass Loop out in Aspen, Colorado. Beautiful area, beautiful hike, definitely on the top of my list for favorite hikes. And so I figured this would be a good time to do a gear video, show you guys what I've been carrying this year and what I carried on my last trip. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna start with the big three. So my pack is the ULA or ultralight equipment Circuit, so the Ula Circuit Backpack. Yeah, I really like it. When I first got it, I wasn't so sure about it. I felt like it was going to be too big, but I've really enjoyed it so far. It's got a lot of room, nice pockets. It's got the hip belt pockets. I keep a little pouch on the shoulder strap here for an extra water bottle. And yeah, all in all, great pack, highly recommended. You will have some trade-offs with the lighter backpacks, you know, as opposed to the kind of the mainstream Gregory Osprey packs that you can get at REI. One of those trade-offs is that there is no like back ventilation, so you're gonna sweat a lot when you're hiking, but you know, that's just kind of part of it. But other than that, it's a really nice pack, nice and light. This thing weighs a little less than 2 pounds. So yeah, it's worked really well for me. All right, next up is my tent. I have the Big Agnes Tiger Wall 1. It's a one-person tent. I really like it a lot. It works really well for me. I'm short, so I don't need all that much room in a tent. I could fit my gear in there if I really needed to, but it's got a nice vestibule space, so I can put my backpack on the outside and just kind of lean it against the wall. So yeah, this is a double wall tent. Very popular if you're familiar with the tent companies at all. You know, Big Agnes is one of the biggest tent makers out there, and for good reason. They're great tents. They're made really well. They do well in bad weather. So all in all, really liking this tent. Last year I had a Fly Creek also from Big Agnes, and it was good. It, you know, got me through the JMT, got me through the hiking season, but I wanted something that was a little bit more durable in bad weather and just had a little bit more headroom. So this has been perfect for me. Sleeping pad is also from Big Agnes. I have the Rapide, what's it called? Big Agnes Rapide SL. Yeah, link in the description, the Lighterpack, it'll all be there. The Rapide SL, I have the regular version. Yeah, really comfortable pad. I think this pad weighs about a pound, so it's not the 12-ounce Thermarest, but this thing is like 3.5 inches, I think. It comes 3.5 inches off the ground. And yeah, I really like it. It works well for me. The only thing I don't like about it is that the pillow still slides off. Even with the strap on it, something about the material on here causes the pillow to just slide right off really easily. So that's kind of annoying, but all in all, yeah, Big Agnes Rapide. It's a great pad, highly recommended. Speaking of pillows, I have my pillow here. Listen, get yourself a good pillow. Getting a good pillow is a game changer. I wish I knew that last year. This is the Hike Nature or Hike Nature, I don't know. But it's a great pillow. It has a little bit of height to it, and so for that, I will take the extra 2 ounces that it is. I think this thing weighs like 4 ounces. So definitely worth it. You need to get a good sleep out there. So yeah, it's a great pillow. It's got the strap on it and everything. So really, really like this. So for the ground sheet for my tent, I have the Tyvek Footprint. Really durable material, works really well. Yeah, not much else to say, been really happy with it. For my sleeping bag or my quilt, I have the, what is this called? Oh, Enlightened Equipment. This is the Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt. Yeah, 20 degree. So Enlightened Equipment Revelation 20 degree quilt. Works really well. I like it a lot. So the big difference between the quilt and the sleeping bag is that these quilts do not have a back, so they don't close up all the way like a sleeping bag does. And yeah, so it kind of works more like a blanket or like a comforter. And yeah, I really, really like it. You save a lot of weight compared to the sleeping bags. This thing weighs like a pound and change. Yeah, and it keeps you really warm. It's down, so you want to make sure you keep it dry. But yeah, definitely love this thing. Has worked really well for me so far. Moving on. Okay, I have my cook kit here. This is the Soto pot, and inside I just have my Soto Amicus stove. I really like this stove a lot. I know a lot of people have the BRS stove, I think the cheap one that you can get on Amazon. But yeah, this, I like that it has a little igniter. I also like that it's got a wide base for the pot to easily sit on top, so I'm not so worried about the thing kind of falling off. Yeah, this thing has worked really well for me. I like it a lot. Yeah, Soto Amicus, highly recommended. And in the pot, I will fit my fuel can, and then I just have a little cloth here for when I clean up. Something that I started carrying this year is a little mug, a little cup. Super cute from Sea to Summit. I don't carry it on every backpacking trip. I've carried it the last 2 trips, I think, that I've gone on. And yeah, I just use it to make coffee in the morning. And yeah, it's just a nice little addition, nice little luxury item, I guess, to take when you're going out for a weekend. Okay, next up I have my food storage bag. This is the Sack. This is the version that is not rodent proof, but it is bear resistant. So the bear resistant Sack, it's worked well for me so far. You know, you just tie it around a tree. You don't have to worry about hanging your food. So yeah, I choose this alternative to hanging food or to using the bear canister when I don't need to. Yeah, the Sack has worked well for me so far. Granted, I have only used it maybe 3 times, so yeah, I've read all the reviews of animals or bears or whatever getting into these things, but I haven't had that problem yet. So yeah, Sack has worked well. What I'll usually do is put my food in those odorless Ziploc bags and then put that in here. So that seems to help, I guess. So, but yeah, Sack. Okay, moving on, still having to do with food and drink. My water filter, the Katadyn Beef-Free water filter. Not much to say about this. This is like the competitor to the Sawyer Squeeze, which is also very popular. Yeah, I just really like the Katadyn. I like the wide brim on here, easy to scoop up water if you need to. And the filter has worked pretty well for me. The only thing that I've had issues with, I will say, is the cap. This plastic is just so, like, it's just not durable at all. And I've had to replace the little cap on here a couple of times. And so, yeah, I wish that Katadyn would make their caps a little bit more durable, but other than that, yeah, the water filter bag works well for me. I think it does have a teeny tiny hole in it. I think I noticed that the other day, or the last trip that I was on. So, you know, nothing's perfect. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll try something different next year. All right, got my trekking poles. And as you can see, what I really like about these trekking poles is that they collapse. So they have the Z, it's the Z collapse, which I really like. When I'm filming, I will use 1 trekking pole. If I'm not filming, I will use 2, which is actually how I prefer it. But yeah, these trekking poles work great. Link is in the description. These are specifically made for women, so it's perfect for me because they're made a little bit shorter, and me being like 5'2", I was having trouble finding trekking poles that were short enough for me, that I didn't feel like my arm was at like a weird angle when I was walking. So yeah, these have worked great, super durable. They are aluminum, so they're not the carbon fiber. Each one weighs about 9 ounces. So yeah, they've been super durable. They've lasted all of last year, all of this year. So really, really great trekking poles. Okay, moving on to medical things. Got my first aid kit here. I just keep some band-aids in here. I have a little bit of gauze, some alcohol pads. I also keep some Motrin, some Benadryl in here. I will keep some Pepto-Bismol tablets if I need to. And I also have a little mirror in here, which actually comes in handy sometimes. So you can buy these from REI. They're just like a, you know, light, small little mirror in case I get something in my eye or something. Yeah, it's helpful. So that is my first aid kit, and I just keep that in the front of my pack. My Garmin Inreach Mini that I've talked about a couple of times in previous videos. Great communication device. It actually came in handy on my last hike during the 4-pass loop. I ran into a guy that got separated from his friend, and she ended up, and she was kind of missing from him for like 24 hours. She was missing all night. And so I ended up sending her a text from this to her cell phone number. And I heard back from her the next morning, and so she said that she was okay. So yeah, thankfully, you know, these things come in handy, not just for you, but if somebody else needs help. Yeah, it's a great little thing to have, yeah, just in case. Got my butt pad here. Great as a doormat to your tent. Great place to sit when you're taking a break. Great little multi-use material. My bug net, which I hardly use. I don't know why I take it. It weighs nothing, so I just throw it in my bag just in case. But yeah, I barely use this thing. But you know, I have it just in case. Okay, moving on to my Deity bag or my electronics bag. So in here, I just keep a lot of random things plus my electronics. I'll keep my headlamp. This is the Petzl Tika headlamp, which I really like because it's rechargeable. I prefer to have the rechargeable headlamps. Then you're not worrying about losing battery. You can just recharge it. I've never had to recharge it on a hike. I'm not using the headlamp all that much. I'm not doing a lot of night hiking. So yeah, I've never had issues with the battery life on this thing. Another thing I keep in here is this mini Apple Watch charger. Sorry if that doesn't focus. I just wear my Apple Watch on these hikes. I don't wear a fancy Garmin Forerunner or Garmin watch. I have tried them before and I just realized that I don't need a second watch just to go hiking. So although they are helpful and the Apple Watch is not designed for long hikes or backpacking trips, I really just want to count calories, mileage, elevation. That's all I'm really looking at. And my watch does all that. And so it really doesn't take much to charge it. It doesn't take long. So I just take this thing, charge it when I get to camp, and it's not an issue for me. For my charger, I have the Anker 13,000 milliamp hour charger. I see a lot of people taking the 20,000, 26,000 milliamp hour chargers for weekend trips. That's super overkill. So I'll say on the JMT, I took the 20,000 milliamp hour charger, and it lasted me 8 days. And for that, I was charging my GoPro, my phone, my Garmin, my headlamp, which I didn't really need to charge very much, my watch. So I was charging like multiple things, and the thing lasted me 8 days. So this is plenty of juice. This has plenty of juice for a weekend trip or even 4 or 5 days. So yeah, charging cables. This is my weapon of choice. This is the Swiss Army, just a little Swiss Army knife. The thing that I use the most on here are the little scissors. I've never really used the knife. I don't carry any weapons or anything when I go solo. And I'll link in the description a really good article by a lady. Her name is Nicole. I'm not sure of her last name, but she teaches self-defense classes online, I think. And she had a really good argument for why it may be to your detriment to take a knife or some kind of weapon when you go out into the wilderness solo. And so the way she put it just really articulated well why I choose not to take any weapons. And so yeah, I'll link that in the description. I got a little thing of sunscreen here. I'm trying to do better with putting sunscreen on my face, especially in exposed areas. I don't really get sunburn because, you know, melanin, but it's important to protect your skin from the sun, especially when you're at high elevations. And so yeah, I'm trying to do better with putting on sunscreen. So got that here. I have some earplugs here for when I'm sleeping. Yeah, these are great for if you have noisy sleepers, or honestly, if you're camping alone and you're a scaredy cat like me, just putting earplugs in can sometimes help. It just helps you sleep better, because sometimes you can be so aware of every little thing that's going on outside your tent. You just put earplugs in, you know, you don't gotta hear everything that's happening. So that's what I'll do sometimes. I have an extra bottle cap just in case I lose it. Yeah, I also carry these 1 liter water bottles. I don't have them here with me right now, but I just carry like the smart water bottles, the 1 liters. A little Bic lighter just in case my stove igniter doesn't work. I have some Body Glide. I kind of switch between this and Vaseline. I might switch back to the Vaseline though. I don't have a lot of problems with blisters, but yeah, I do like to keep it on hand just in case. Okay, I think I can move on to clothing now. Again, I've talked about clothing a little bit in my previous video, Confidence in the Outdoors, so I'll just go through this quickly of what I took on my last hike and what I've been taking this year. So my normal shirt, the Columbia Sun Hoodie, got it on Amazon. Really great shirt. Yeah, nice and lightweight. For my insulated jacket, I have the REI 850 down. Now, when I got this, I looked at Patagonia, I looked at Mountain Hardwear, I looked at some of those, you know, other bigger brands, I guess. And yeah, this was on sale, and yeah, it's been working great. Yeah, don't sleep on REI. They got some good stuff. The shorts that I'm wearing are from Dick's Sporting Goods. These are their branded shorts, and the reason I got these is because it has the liners underneath, or the spandex underneath, which helps with the chafing. So yeah, these have been really good for me. I like them a lot, really comfortable. This hat I picked up from REI. Yeah, I really like this hat. It's super lightweight, dries fast. If it gets wet, I'll link in the description because I don't remember the brand name, but yeah, this has been a great addition this year. For my rain jacket, what I've been carrying for most of my hikes has been the Outdoor Research Helium. Now, this is not a great rain jacket. It's going to soak through really fast if it's raining hard. So I'll only take this if I'm not expecting any rain in the forecast, because it is very lightweight and it's a nice wind jacket, but it doesn't have any pockets. It's not, yeah, it's not a good rain jacket. So when I was going out for the 4-pass loop, I decided that I wanted a more proper rain jacket, and so I picked up the Black Diamond Storm, I think. And I haven't worn it yet. I got really lucky in Colorado. I was expecting the afternoon storms in July to come every afternoon, and so, but thankfully, yeah, the weekend was super sunny. I didn't get rained on at all. The last day, it started to rain a little bit, and so I put it on, but it wasn't enough to really you know, see how well the jacket worked. But yeah, I have a trip coming up next week, and so I'm definitely going to be taking this, and so yeah, we'll see how it does. For socks, you know, the typical Darn Tough socks, I bring 2 pairs of these. And underneath the Darn Tough, I will wear the Injinji sock liners, which I think really helps with preventing blisters. So I highly recommend putting some kind of Vaseline or Body Glide on your feet, on your toes, and then putting on the toe socks, and then putting on your hiking socks. That has saved me from blisters. I have not gotten one blister yet on a backpacking trip. So yeah, and I think it's because of that method that it really helps. Got a little buff here just in case it gets a little cold, or like a snot rag or something like that. Oh, and I forgot my toilet things. Got the good old shovel. This is not the Deuce of Spades, it's something else from Amazon. Got the Cooler Cloth, which I will keep on the outside of my pack for the quick bathroom breaks. Some hand sanitizer and some Wissy wipes. And so these are just little tablets, and you put water on it and then it expands into a wipe. Yeah, it's really nice because then you can kind of take just the amount that you need, and so I'll take maybe 6 for a weekend. I think that's pretty much it. Last but not least would be the gear that I use to film, and so I have been filming my hikes on the Sony A6600 with the Rokinon or Samyang 12mm lens, and then I have a filter on it for you know, those bright days. Yeah, I love this camera a lot. It's been really yeah, it's really great. It's a super small camera. The camera weighs about a pound, so it's not the, there are lighter cameras out there, but as a filmmaker, as an editor, I was like, you know, I want something that has a little bit better image quality, something that shoots in log, so I have a little bit more to work with when it comes to color correction and things like that. And so, yeah, the A6600 has been really great. I've been really liking it so far. And I will also use with it this little microphone, little Deity Mic, and also the tripod. So yeah, when I want to take a little video, I just put the thing on here, and I'll keep the tripod in my hip belt pocket, and it fits nicely in there. And yeah, that's kind of the system that I use. So that is it for my gear. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If you're wondering about how much all this weighs, typically it's hovering between 21 and 23 pounds, and that's with food, water, the camera gear, that's with all of that. Yeah, I don't call myself ultralight. I would call myself more weight conscious. But yeah, you can look at everything in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to just message me, comment, whatever. But yeah, I'm excited for August. I got a few more trips coming up this month, just trying to get the most out of summer. So yeah, stay tuned for a couple more videos coming up, and I'll see you in the next one.